Yes, it is true. The Black Ace Hockey Podcast is back in action. My name is Glenn Abner. Right here, as always, with your co-host Nick Jenks Jenkins. What's going on, man?
Not too much, man. We're getting close to the holiday break here. People keep asking me what I want for Christmas, and I just don't know what to tell them. So,
Yeah, I mean,
just give me money.
why not? Why not start your hobby? You know, this is the perfect time to pick up model trains.
Oh yeah,
Maybe have one of those Christmas villages in your basement. I don't know, Jenks. I don't know what you're into here. Definitely not more cards. That's for sure.
you can never have too many sports cards. I'm like swimming in sports cards right here. I've got stacks of cards to sell. I've got stacks of cards to sort into my personal collection. I just got too many cards. So
I watched our commanding officer literally open a pack of cards, an expensive pack of cards, online. I was like, how the heck did you just open a pack of cards online? What is going on?
Yeah, they make it too easy now to just throw your money away. So
It's
I'm
absolutely
familiar with all that.
ridiculous. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think what I'm wanting from Santa is a big box of golf balls. Because this year, all of mine are spread out throughout the United States. Some in Arizona, some in North Carolina, South Carolina. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. That's it, truly. But jumping into some hockey stuff. It's a hockey podcast. We don't let down all the listeners, Jenks. The Olympics. I think this is probably the hottest topic in the world of hockey right now, outside of just everybody going into shootouts. The Olympic ice is going to be shorter than the NHL ice, and usually when you hear Olympics and ice hockey, it's usually a different surface regardless, but it's usually wider, and you can basically fit like 3,000 players on the ice with the Olympic sheet. But I don't know if they got no workers in Milan. Milan's in Italy, right? Italy?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on over there. Maybe all the pizza ovens are too hot and they're melting the ice. But they're going to have it 4 feet shorter than the NHL size ice, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's one stride, right? It's at least one stride between a neutral zone. And with the caliber of players that these guys are competing at, it kind of throws them off. Your muscle memory is a little different.
Yeah, the Olympic ice is well known, like you said, for being wider, but I think this caught everybody by surprise. And this isn't like an execution problem. This is a design problem.
Yeah.
Somebody designed the layout of this rink and said, "Oh, we're going to be a little over 3 feet short. That'll be fine.
That'll be okay." Yeah.
And then that got back to the NHL board of governors, whatever you want to call them, and they're like, "Hold on, this is a serious issue.
It's a safety issue."
Yeah, so think about it. You've taken 3 feet out of the length of the rink. Okay, take it another step. Where are you going to take that out? Are you going to shorten the neutral zone? That seems dangerous. That seems like a concussion waiting to happen. Are you going to shorten each offensive zone by 1.5 feet, a little more than 1.5 feet? Like you said,
out behind the net.
It's going to throw timing off. It's going to reduce the space. So what has become such a fast game is going to be played on a smaller ice surface. I don't know. It just sounds dangerous to me, and I think the NHL feels the same way. I wonder if they don't feel that this is safe for the players if they actually decide to pull the plug on this thing last minute.
Yeah, it looks like there's been probably some dialogue going back and forth between the Olympic officials and the NHL, and I think probably the NHLPA too. So it'll be interesting to see what comes about. I know who came out from the NHL board, but they were like, if it doesn't meet our regulations for safety, like no NHL players will go, and that would literally, devastate a lot of people. They probably bought tickets. They probably bought travel expenses. Hotels already are probably being booked. So I'm interested to see if it actually goes through and if they can actually complete the building on time. That's another thing. That's another issue around the Olympics is I don't see how you win a bid for the Olympics and you just go, hopefully the timing works out with this building. Like before you bid, I don't know how the bidding process works, but just in my mind, before you bid, you should definitely have designs for the buildings that you need to be made or upgrades to buildings that need to be made before you bid. That's just me, Jenks. Because a building going up in 4 years from dirt to steel seems like a bit of a stretch, especially like you take in like capacity of fans and everything.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, there's been, not only is it the rink is short. Are they going to make an adjustment? Don't know if you even can at this point. The building's not finished. But I've also heard that there's concerns about the quality of the ice, and that's another player safety issue. So, to your point, if you're going to host the Olympics, one of the largest, probably the largest viewed event globally, you should have plans for all of these sports. And I know that people think of the Olympic, like hockey's not a big sport in Italy, right? It's not a huge sport in Europe outside of a few countries like Sweden and Finland, and it's growing in some places, but certainly not Italy. But if you think of all the events at the Winter Olympics, like hockey's the biggest team sport.
Yep.
Like people go for skiing, and there's all the other different events. But it's got to be the biggest team sport, and to have all of these issues, and we're within 2 months of the Olympics here, and there's just no certainty that they're going to have these things fixed. It just seems like poor planning and execution to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I think about LA hosting the 2028 Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
Like, where are those buildings going? Are we going to repurpose football stadiums? So now NFL teams are going to get involved, right? Like, I feel like sometimes like these people who put the bids in, whether it be a politician or whether it just be a city mayor or city bid, however it goes, I just feel like you can't have like a building for the LA Olympics in, I don't know, Sacramento, or you can't have it in San Diego. It defeats the whole purpose of Olympics. Now, I know you have to definitely have it spread out. You can't have like 19 billion buildings right on top of each other. I mean, look at Beijing. All those buildings are basically useless now. I don't even think they use half those buildings that they put up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. The Olympics are always fun to watch. I mean, the Summer Olympics for me, I even get into swimming. I'm like, Jesus Christ, freaking 400-meter fly, that guy did in 2 minutes. I'd still be drowning on the first leg. Katie Ledecky, however she does, whatever she does, it's absolutely insane. She's beating people by like football lengths, and it's insane. Insane to watch. I know a lot of country pride goes into it, and we saw a little taste of it in the Four Nations, so hopefully it's a little even more ramped up for these guys. I know it's a pretty big deal for them. And speaking of big deals, Team Canada, Jenks, a little tournament called the World Juniors is being held. And last podcast we spoke about the United States, and we were wondering when Canada is gonna put out their team roster. Well, they have, and might I say, it's scary. It's not ideal for the United States, but we beat them last year pretty easily. What's your take, Jenks?
My take is, so flashback to last year at this time, and Canada released their roster for last year's tournament, and everybody jumped all over them because there were some big names left off that team.
Yep.
A couple of these names are on the team this year.
Isn't that funny how it works out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody knows how that went. The tournament did not go well for them. They got a lot of flack from the Canadian faithful, and it doesn't look like they're making that mistake twice because, oh my God, there are I see at least 6 players on here who have played at least one NHL game. And a lot of other names who are currently playing in college against full-grown men. So this team, probably highlighted by the potential first overall pick this year, Gavin McKenna, but some of these guys who have played NHL games this year, like Porter Martone, Michael Misa, Brady Martin, Harrison Brunica, Zane Parekh, holy crap.
Yeah.
They're going to have a lot of firepower. They've got a lot of guys who are having a really good season, either in juniors or in college. I think they just looked at it last year and said, we probably tried to go a little bit 1980 USA here and find the right guys, not the best ones.
Right.
And they said, no, this year we're taking our superstars. And oh man, I think the only place that might be questionable, which is always Canada's weak spot, is their goaltending. But other than that, goaltending might not matter because nobody else is going to touch the puck with these forwards and defense. So
yeah,
pretty scary.
Yeah, it's crazy to see, everybody's been drafted. Everybody's either on a top team in the WHL or in the NHL. It's literally insane to watch, and just having somebody from the Penguins just makes it that much better because usually we never have people that are good.
Right.
We never have good people. I would agree that I would say their weak spot definitely is their goaltending. If you would even say it's weak compared to the D-man and forwards on the team. I mean, you have, the Michigan goalie that's leading the nation the team's leading the nation in the top spot. But, I mean, other than that, dude, this team, max size is definitely 6'1".
Yeah.
Or average size, not max size. Average height is 6'1", and that's including the goalies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, any goalie over 6 foot tall scares the shit out of me. Where are you supposed to shoot? Where do you want me to shoot, coach? He covers up the whole net. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Hopefully they do well, but not do well against the United States whenever they play. Not looking forward to that one. Gavin McKenna can shove it. I don't care. And then he can come play for the Pittsburgh Penguins. So
they can take silver all they want as long as US finishes gold.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, it'll be a good tournament. So I'm excited to see that team.
When's that start? December what?
20? No, not till after Christmas, the 27th, something like that.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, so we'll stay tuned with that and keep the people updated with what's going on in the World Junior realm. Something I wanted to touch on, and I think it comes into play as we look into the chunky part of the NHL season, is injury updates. And one team on the brink of being okay is the Phoenix Coyotes / Utah Mammoth team. And not having Logan Cooley in the lineup, I think he's out indefinitely right now. They're unaware of the severity of his injury. What does this mean for the Utah Mammoth, Jinx?
It sure isn't good. I can tell you that much.
Not great.
Not great. Logan Cooley has been off to an electric start this year. And they actually got him signed to that long-term extension to make him, one of the cornerstones of this team for a long time.
Yeah.
And he sure looks every bit of it when he's in the lineup. But I know I think sometime last week, I don't remember exactly which game it was, but last week he took a bad hit and came off holding his leg. And there were questions about how bad that injury was going to be. And then they did scans and all that stuff and found out that It wasn't as bad as they thought, which was great news for them. And then he got back in the lineup, and then he went crashing hard into the post just a couple nights ago. And I think they're still evaluating, and they're still hopeful that this isn't going to be bad, but it sure didn't look good. And any extended period of time that they're going to be without Logan Cooley is really going to hurt them. I mean, I think Utah has playoff hopes this year. They're looking to take that next step and sneak into the playoffs and get some playoff experience with some of these young guys, these young stars. And if he misses any period of time here, that's really going to put them in a bind. So it's really like if he's out, they're probably out of the playoff race. He's that important to that team.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I mean, looking at the top points scorers on the team, you have 5 forwards in the top 5, and then it drops off to 2 D-men, and then a forward, then back to D-man. Like,
yeah,
I get it. You're top heavy on the first 2 lines with those 6 guys, but losing Logan Cooley puts you in a bind, right? You look at a team like Toronto, like having a quote unquote core 4, core 5, like only having 2 lines that can score doesn't win championships. We see that, right? So I think losing Logan Cooley, somebody on that second, somebody can bounce between second and first line with Clayton Keller, and they're getting contributions from, was it Paterka,
yeah.
Paterka, and Gauthier, that's being or Gunther, or whatever, however they say these freaking stupid names. Why can't it just be Smith and Adams? That's it. Freaking stupid. But yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh boy, hate to see him go down. Hate to see him go down hard too. So hopefully he bounces back. I do say, Utah's in a wild card spot right now. If he's out indefinitely, Jenks, who do you see potentially sliding in to that Western Conference wildcard race?
Oh man, there's a couple of teams I think are currently outside looking in that I believe are going to finish in the playoffs in the West. The first one, I might be in the minority on this one, but I think the Sharks have turned a corner, and I really believe that they're gonna sneak into the playoffs this year. The other team that I just think is significantly underperforming is the Winnipeg Jets. They finished, I don't remember if they finished number 1, but they finished up near the top of the conference last year.
Yeah.
And they really did not change their roster at all and still have one of the best goaltenders in the world. So
except in the playoffs.
Regular season,
right? Yeah.
They get into the playoffs and then it's a completely different ball.
Right.
But I just think those 2 teams, the Sharks are on the bubble. I would like to see them in the playoffs and see, Celebrini get meaningful games. That would be cool. But I really think the Jets are just really underperforming for the talent they have. And I think those 2 teams are more likely to be in the wild card when it's all said and done at the end of the year than Utah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, Kyle Connor is having a heck of a season this year. Scheifele as well, but that's pretty standard stuff. It's weird to see the Jets outside of the playoff picture as of right now, but hopefully they'll figure it out, because they do have one heck of a United States goalie that we do need every inch of in the Olympics. Hopefully he gets the nod. I would say, like, for me, I think Chicago's on a high. I think Chicago might run in and get that last wild card spot. I would say if Winnipeg and the Jets, Winnipeg and Chicago move in, who's fallen off? I think it's the Kings. I think the Kings are going to fall off, and obviously Utah will fall out, but that leaves Edmonton in a precarious situation with their goaltending, and I saw reports that talks are being intensified between Pittsburgh and them, but I know Pittsburgh does not want any part of Jari's trash contract. I think he signed a 19-year, $435 million contract, and he saves like 3 pucks a night. So not really sure how we get rid of that. And I just want to highlight here, Colorado is still on a freaking tear. Like they've only lost 2 games in regulation. And it just seems like there's tons of overtimes this year. Tons of overtimes. Usually we only see like 4 or 5 per year. I feel like the average is like 8 on every team now. It's a lot of games going to overtime and shootouts, which leads me to a point that I wanted to ask you about. I forgot to write it down, but do you think the overtime and shootout rules need to change where if we see a rise in overtimes, a rise in everybody splitting points, do we say like, hey, maybe if you win in overtime, we're not splitting points anymore, only if you go to shootout? Because I feel like there's so many now. It just seems like everybody's going into OT.
No, that's interesting. I hadn't really thought about that. It's weird because, how many, maybe, I don't know how common this is. For example, I know there's different point systems for different sports. I think soccer does this. But you do this in some, youth and high school tournaments as well, where actually even our high school league does this. So it's on a 3-point system instead of a 2-point system. So every game is worth 3 points. If you win in regulation, you get 3 points.
Yeah.
If you win in overtime, you get 2, and the loser gets 1, and the same for a shootout. Where the current NHL, if you win in regulation, it's 2 points. If you win in overtime, it's 2 points, and the losing team gets 1. So what's actually happening is you're manufacturing points that don't exist.
Right.
Because if the game would have ended, 3 seconds sooner in regulation, that third point would not be awarded at all. So maybe the best solution, instead of eliminating the point for getting to overtime, is just saying if you win in regulation, it's more valuable. You get 3 points.
Yeah, I like that. I like that too. It just rewards like a team like Buffalo. It just goes into overtime. Just like, oh yeah, here's a freaking participation point for you. There you go, kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. I would like a little shake up because I think in the future we're going to see a lot more overtimes, especially as teams start to get higher and higher level here and just always going up in skill. So it'll be interesting to see. And switching gears to talk about, there's been a couple trades going on throughout the league so far, but nothing too splashy. More like I'll consider giving you a taco bowl for this AHL guy. Cool, like whatever. You can have a taco bowl. But one name's been swirling around, and that is the guy, the Capitan, up in Vancouver, Canada. And this guy, Quinn Hughes, is who we're talking about. Basically a Norris Trophy lock every year almost. He's at basically his peak of his career. Vancouver's in last place, and I don't see them coming out of this anytime soon. I don't know why Brock Besser just insists on staying there. He does this to himself every year. Ever since they traded JT Daddy, Miller Daddy, they've been sucking.
Yeah.
Turns out Miller Daddy was the key. Elias Pettersson needs to be sent back to Sweden or Finland or wherever he's from. Jenks, what needs to happen for Quinn Hughes to get out of there?
So he's been in the news a lot lately. And I don't know if you saw the interview the other day where the reporter actually came out and was like, so what do you make of all this rumor that you're on the move? And he was clearly annoyed by it. And I forget exactly how he answered, but he was basically like, yeah, there's been talks, but I'm not even worried about it. I'm just here to play hockey. And just the way that he was answering the questions, you got to think like he's answering it the right way so that it doesn't create a whole lot of nonsense.
He's a politician.
But right, I mean, he's the captain of an NHL team. He's coached in how to speak in these interviews. But man, I just think his time in Vancouver is over. I think they're just looking for the right trade partner. I did see a news flash that Pittsburgh would be interested in him.
Where do you
I
put him?
love
Right
Quinn
next to Eric
Hughes.
Carlson?
I love Quinn Hughes, but I don't think we need any more offensive defensemen right now.
We
Thank you
need
very
less.
much.
We need literally Victor Hedman on our D-man right now.
Yeah, can we go get Jamie Alexiak back and just have him destroy people?
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of teams that I scroll Twitter a little bit. You see, like, there's these Philly rumors because Tockett's their coach and he was the coach in Vancouver. Obviously, there's all the New Jersey rumors because both his brothers are in New Jersey. So I think it is 100% that he is going to get moved at some point this year. I think the big question is just where is he going to go and how many first-round picks are coming back to Vancouver.
Yeah, I saw again, I was looking around and seeing like what trade partners were out there, and the Red Wings were connected as well, which, they're third in the Atlantic, and adding another strong D-man to pair up with Seider, maybe that's a new direction for them, and the Red Wings are hot. For me, if I was Quinn Hughes, I wouldn't go to a shit team. Like, New Jersey is like on the bubble, right? Like, if I'm being moved, I need to go to a team in contention, right? Like, I don't want to jump in and be outside the playoffs already again and have to like battle back. So I'm thinking, New Jersey's right there. I want to see them take it a little step, like maybe get comfortable in the playoff race. Not too comfortable because the Pens are there. I just want them comfortable. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where he goes. I don't know if Vancouver moves him inside the West, so I would want him clear across the country. I want him taking a 14-hour flight to us next time. So we'll see where he ends up. By any early predictions of where he may land based on Jenkins' knowledge?
Gee, you're acting like I've got insider information here.
He might be an insider, Nostradamus.
Hey, your guess is as good as mine, but I think I don't see the Penguins thing happening. I just don't think that's realistic. I think Philly could be possible. I think he had a good relationship with Tocchet. I think that's a type of player that Philly needs, somebody to truly come in and drive the play and quarterback a power play like Quinn Hughes can do. I also think New Jersey's very realistic. I mean, we saw a lot of the interviews in the offseason of Jack Hughes and Quinn and even Luke Hughes, where it was like, hey, you guys all want to play together, right? Don't lie to us. We know you guys would. And they're all like, yeah, it would be fun to play together. They're like, I don't know how that happens, but yeah, of course we would love to play together. And, I think the Devils probably wish that Luke Hughes was a little further on in his development right now.
Yeah.
Dougie Hamilton is still there, but he's starting to go downhill. Do you move on from a guy like Dougie Hamilton and then plug in a guy like Quinn Hughes and say, you know what, we need a true number one, and Luke's just not there yet, so now we've got the best of both worlds. We've got Quinn and Luke can continue to develop.
Yeah.
Because when the Devils are healthy, they're a really good team.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Hughes is proven to be Glass Bones Jones and misses half the season every year so far. So, and the last one was did you see how he got hurt his last time? He got hurt at dinner.
Yeah, with the knife. Yeah, cut himself.
Yeah. Oh my God, that guy can't catch a freaking break.
The guy literally needs everything. He needs his mom to cut it for him, and then he just needs to eat.
Yeah, really, pretty much. Can you cut my food like I'm an infant, and then I'll just stab it with my fork and put it in my mouth?
I wonder what that conversation was like. Like, when he did that, do you think his teammates were like, "Are you kidding me right now? Like, what just happened?"
First of all, how bad? Well, we're getting off on a tangent here, but I want to talk about this for a second. How bad does that cut have to be for you to miss 8 weeks? Like,
bad.
Like, he had to have cut like muscle. If you just had a surface cut, like, okay, you go get stitches, maybe you have to sit out a week while it heals, fine, it happens. To be out 8 weeks from a knife injury, like, come on. You had
I
to have
don't
done
even
some
know.
serious
Like,
damage.
I'm trying to like envision how you do this, right? Like maybe it was like he was cutting a ham and like it slipped and like something happened, or like he was cutting a turkey. Like it's not a steak. It's not a steak. I can roll that out. I just I don't know how dumb you have to be in order to do
I,
this. I don't think I've ever cut myself at dinner ever.
I don't think many people have cut themselves at dinner ever. And
I don't know.
yeah, he's very injury prone. So somebody start chewing his food up for him and then baby bird it to him so he doesn't get hurt again.
Seriously. And while we're on the topic of Vancouver and the Hughes brothers, Jenks, what is going on up there in Canada? Yeah, is it a Canadian thing? Is it I don't what's going on?
So here's the thing. I don't have any problem with Vancouver. I love seeing Toronto struggle and just continue to fail. It just brings me joy.
Right.
But I don't have any problem with Vancouver. I kind of root for Vancouver. I want them to see well. They're a team that I like to see be successful. But the way this is going, okay, the way their season is gone, the assumed move of Quinn Hughes coming, their captain and their number one player.
Yeah.
You've got to think that it's just time to hit the abort button and call it a day and move on from all of these guys that can get you any return, and just start fresh. Because I don't see how these guys that are in their prime that are probably underperforming, like Pettersson is probably the best example. Brock Besser's a pure goal scorer, so if Pettersson can't get him the puck, he's not scoring goals.
Right.
They've got some really good pieces there, but they just don't seem to have all the right pieces. So, it might be time to just strip it down, go out, get some picks, get some prospects, start from the ground up. They've got some young guys on the team like Ratu and Willander. Like you've got guys much younger than the Pettersson, Quinn Hughes, Brock Besser. So that could be your next era in Vancouver. But look, Quinn Hughes is gone. I don't see how you make this team competitive in the next 3 years so that it matters for guys like Brock Besser and for Pettersson and Demko even. So
my thing is like they were seriously a juggernaut in the NHL just a couple years ago, and whenever Demko got hurt, it just kind of went downhill fast, and they didn't really have a backup plan for goalie. I mean, when your D man is second in points, like what are we doing? I don't know if so. You trade Quinn Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how you keep Elias Pettersson or Brock Besser. Or like does the front office come down and say like, hey, we'll do whatever you guys want to do. Tell us if you want traded. Or do they say, hey, we're going to build a team around you now. Like, what do you want us to do? Do you want to shut it down for this year and come back strong next year? Or what's going on? Because at the end of the day, the draft is a lottery system, so you're not guaranteed Gavin McKenna. You're just guaranteed more ping pong balls in the ball selector. That's about it. So it's kind of luck of the draw there, but it's tough to see Brock Besser there. I wish he would have came to the Pens instead of where we pick up freaking Kevin Hayes. Maybe Dubas is eyeing him up, be like, hey, watching Vancouver's downfall, we got Kevin Hayes that we can set right beside Evander Kane, right there. But yeah, this roster's tough, dude. It's rough.
We were rumored to be in on Besser last time he was in the trade talks, and I think obviously at that time we were not a playoff team, and with the way the Pens are going this year, maybe they say, "Hey, let's take a shot, and maybe we can get Brock Daddy a little cheaper." Because
I'd love me Brock Daddy. Holy shit!
Could you imagine put him on a line with Sid and just let them?
Yeah,
cook?
just let him cook, man. Oh yeah, I would love that. Him, Kindle, and Sid. Fuck, that I would
Be
I
a
would
goal
eat
every
that.
time they're on the ice.
Yeah, I would eat that line up. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully Vancouver mixes it up a little bit. I hate to see Quinn Hughes just waste away up there. I'm pretty sure the front office probably feels the same. So last topic I wanted to jump on. I just noticed this. The Dallas Stars brought back some nice third jerseys, and I swear the Dallas Stars have the best selection of throwback jerseys you could possibly have ever. Like they do the neon green and black, and it just smacks, and every youth team across the country copies it now. Even the Tampa Bay did it, tried to copy it a little bit ago. The glow in the dark stuff, the freaking Marty Turco Arrow jerseys, and now they have this black and like dark green that's vibrant vibe. Oh, Jenks, just take my money if I was a Dallas fan.
Oh yeah. Whoever is in the design department down there in Dallas needs a raise immediately because I don't, like you said, they nail it every time. Every time they come out with a jersey, I'm like, ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
If I was a Stars fan, I would definitely be buying that. I guarantee there are a lot of Dallas Stars fans that have a closet full of jerseys because how could you not?
Yeah. It's disgusting, and even seeing like Ottinger and him and his new pads, or the pads like kind of match. I just saw that picture. That's why I mentioned. I'm like, holy shit, dude, that looks. I wish I was a Dallas fan, but I mean, maybe I'll buy a USA jersey for Ottinger when he goes goalie number 1 because that guy is nasty.
He's so good.
God. Yeah. Okay. All right, Jenks. I wanted to ask you any college updates to hit the brew with today.
Yep, it's we are at sort of the midpoint of the season here, going into the holiday break. Their schools are out. The finals have happened, so the schools are out on break. So there's going to be like a 30-day pause with any games here. No surprise here, as Michigan is still the number 1 team in the country.
Yep.
Wisconsin continues to rise. They have jumped to number 2 at the break. And Dartmouth, we mentioned them last week briefly, but they've played 2 more games, and they are still undefeated. They are 10-0 at the holiday break, so we'll see how long that holds up, but a great start to the year for them.
Yep.
Some big storylines to pay attention to. I mean, when we come back from the holiday break, everybody's going to be fully into their conference schedules. So it's going to be the biggest challenge yet, and every game is going to matter. Not only for your team acquiring points and positioning, but also you don't want to give away points within your conference because that just means movement, and you want to finish as high as you can.
Yeah.
Because if you don't win your conference, your record in your conference is going to matter for getting a bid to the tournament. So I think the Big Ten is loaded this year, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like 5 teams come out of the Big Ten into the tournament when it's all said and done.
Yeah,
Michigan State for sure. Penn State seems like a very likely team unless they have a collapse for some reason. Minnesota and Ohio State are up there too. Wisconsin, I overlooked Wisconsin. Wisconsin's the number 2 team in the country. I mean, there's 6 schools that I just rattled off who could be in the tournament. So,
yeah.
What a strong conference, and every game's going to matter, and there's going to be a lot of good hockey to watch when we come back from the holidays. So, man, if you've never followed college hockey before, if you've never tuned into a college hockey game, this might be the best year of hockey that I remember seeing. So,
yeah.
When we get back from the break, we'll let you know when they've resumed play. But If you live near a college, a D1 college, go to a game. If you don't, get on your ESPN Plus and check them out. There's
Right.
plenty of games to watch.
Yeah. I think it's kind of crazy that, some of these conferences are so loaded that other conferences look like absolute dog. Like, would you,
Yeah.
like, at what point do you say, okay, East Coast, Atlantic Division, you're just not in it this year because, I mean, you guys are dog. Like, I don't know. Like, Big Ten basically runs the conference now, so, or runs the nation. So we'll see what happens there. All right, favorite segment of the podcast, writing on the wall picks. We're doing Saturday, December 13th. There's a full slate of games. One comment about this, Jenks. Freaking ticket prices. Yesterday, the Pens played the Anaheim Ducks, and tickets an hour before the game were $20. Now, the previous day, Jenks, they haven't sold out yet this year. Previous day, they were $80 for upper bowl seats. So, letting the people know, if you want to go to a game, that's like Pens, Flyers, any of those games, just wait for the day of because they never sell out anymore, and you can get them for $20. Captain Morgan suites were literally $60 at game time. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I would have gone for sure.
Right. It's so stupid.
That's unreal.
Anyways, because I was curious because I'm not spending $80 to go and sit in where I have to touch airplanes. Like, why would I spend $80? Anyways, James, what's your rating on the wall pick for December 13th?
Well, man, how relevant? Because my writing on the wall pick involves the Pittsburgh Penguins this week as they play against the resurging maybe San Jose Sharks in Pittsburgh. So if you can get a ticket for $20 to that game, people, you should be in that building to watch some of the current day best players, the all-time best players with Crosby and Malkin, Carlson, Letang, and the next generation of best players with Celebrini and Will Smith. Go to that game if you can for $20. Jesus. Mm-hmm. But the Pens at home in the afternoon on Saturday, this game is going to be electric. The Sharks won all these points. Games are becoming important. You want to get every point that you can and finish the season strong, or finish the first half of the season rather strong. But how can you bet against Sid? And I don't typically bet for or against the teams that I root for. I just don't do it. But I look at this on the schedule. I look at the loss to Anaheim about how our frickin' coach put out the fourth line and they scored with 1 second left and lost it. Whatever. Stupid. Sid's pissed. He's not going to let that happen again. He's going to shut down Macklin, and the Pens are going to win in the afternoon in Pittsburgh on Saturday.
That's a great pick. Possible, dare I say, playoff matchup. And I'm going with another possible playoff matchup, and that's the Red Wings versus the Chicago Blackhawks. The Blackhawks just been on a tear. Bedard looking like the Bedard that we see in the CHL and WHL, and all the rumors about that kid back then, the 16, 17-year-old kid. Him and Nazar have become buddies. On the other side of the coin, Seider looking to shut them down. Goaltending, little bit of a shaky start for the Red Wings. They're not doing that well in the last couple games here down the stretch. Spencer Knight looking good on the opposite end. So I'm going with Chicago Blackhawks outright. You could take them to the bank. Bedard looking like the man that I made fun of a long time ago in the first couple podcasts. But, I just love seeing these guys step up. It's literally some of my favorite things to watch. And, because who's going to replace Sid? Who's going to replace Ovi in the NHL? Who's going to replace Joe Thornton? Like, all these guys that are staples, the household names to people that don't even watch hockey. Who's going to replace them? And Connor Bedard's like, me, Blaine. I'm going to replace him. And Celebrini's like, me. I'm going to replace him. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see, Mac. We'll see. But that is my writing on the wall pick for the 13th of December. Jenks, any last words for the people?
Nothing extra to report this week. We're into crunch time with our official jobs at this point
Stupid
of the year.
jobs,
yeah. Mentally, I am already in Christmas mode. So
yeah. Okay. All right. Hopefully Santa's good to you this year, and you weren't deserving of any coal in your stocking.
It depends on.
I mean, you did it this year. I didn't do it. If you deserve coal, you might as well say it now.
No, it would be your fault. So
yeah, my fault. Okay, fair. I mean, that's fair. Yeah.
You're the bad influence. So
yeah.
That's
true.
all I'm gonna say.
Okay. All right. As always, guys, my name is Glenn Adams. I'm right here with your co-host Nick Jackson. Right here. Later.